What's up, everybody? Welcome to the update video from my Telecaster unboxing video where I unboxed this guitar. There will be timestamps below if you want to skip ahead through some of the parts, because this might be a little bit long. I tend to ramble sometimes, but let me start with the summary of my experience. I loved this guitar out of the box, as you probably saw from the unboxing video if you watched it. If not, yeah, I thought very positive, very highly of this guitar. The one deal breaker for me, which I'll get into more detail about, is the rosewood fingerboard. It it just wasn't for me. I love rosewood on my Strats, and I thought I'd love rosewood on the Telly, especially this color combination, which is kind of a shame because I really like the look of this guitar. So again, just keeping it brief for now, I went to Long and McQuaid here in Canada, and I wanted to just try out a few tellies to see where my head was at and see what would be for me. So I came home with another Player 2 telly, just with a maple board, and I think that speaks to what I think about these guitars. I still think pretty highly of them. It's just the rosewood board that wasn't for me. So from the unboxing video, I felt the board was rough, but every rosewood board I've ever gotten, it feels rough out of the box. You got to oil it. You got to oil the board, make sure it's hydrated. And I didn't even mention it in the unboxing video because I didn't want to get ahead of myself. That's all I thought, is that it just needs some oil. So, like every new guitar, I got it set up on my work area, took the strings off, put new strings on, and oiled the board. And unfortunately, it made little to no difference. I'm exaggerating, but compared to my American Strats, it kind of feels like you're bending on a piece of bark. Like it is pretty rough. But that said, compared to a lower end guitar, it's not bad. It's not unplayable. And maybe you like having a bit of resistance in your bends, but it's just not for me. So I don't think you should write off the rosewood completely. But personally, I was very excited when Fender announced rosewood over the Pau Ferro. I just like the look of rosewood better. Pau Ferro is pretty smooth itself. So yeah, I was a little disappointed when I actually tried it, and it's just not the rosewood that I had in my head compared to my other guitars. And I tried out more tellies before I picked that one up. So I'll get into that, or those details now, I guess, because that kind of summarizes where I was at with this one. So I went to Long McQuaid again here in Canada, and I wanted to try out, a bunch of different tellies. I was sticking with the made in Mexico's, just staying in my price range. I was debating on going for a Ventera 2. That was kind of where my head was at going into it, because I was a little bit biased and I thought if the rosewood doesn't feel great, the maple won't feel great either. Obviously, I was wrong. So I started with the Ventera, the Nocaster, the 50s, and the board, the maple, felt so good. And it reminded me how much I liked my old maple fretboard Strat I had. Just so smooth, and yeah, like quality control, everything was fantastic on it. The U-shaped neck was the one thing. I don't know. I like a thicker neck. I like my Les Paul 50s, but I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if it was something that I would love down the road, or I might just end up not liking. Like, it doesn't feel like the Fenders I typically like to play. So is that going to be an issue for me down the road? So from there, I I actually decided to try some more Player 2 series, but with rosewood. They had two more, and both were actually this color. So again, I was like, maybe it's just the board I got. Maybe there are better. They're not. They all felt the same. Again, it's not horrible, but it's rough. It's rougher than the rosewood I'm used to. And another disappointing thing was I tried a Player 2 modified that they had, and I knew it would be the same because I'm pretty sure it's the same neck and everything. It's just those other upgrades, and it was the worst of this and the other two. It just did not feel good at all. So again, that's a little disappointing. You pay more, and yeah, you don't get that. Like, I'd rather have these tuners, these pickups, and have a better rosewood board to pay that premium on the modified guitar. That's just me, though. It could still be for you. So anyways, from there, I went, maybe I should try some player twos with maple. Like, maybe they're not that bad. Stop being biased, give it a try. So I tried a chambered body one first. It felt good. The fretboard felt good, but there were some other issues I'm not really going to get completely into. Long story short, they were selling it as new. It clearly wasn't. It had Diodario strings in it. You can tell by the color of the string ball ends. And the plate was loose. They tried to tighten it. The screw was stripped. So someone had it, changed the strings, took this off, which probably means they took off the pick guard. Who knows what else was stripped? Not worth the risk for me. I will say the chambered body did feel fantastic. I actually asked if they had a new one in the box, and there's a chance I would have grabbed it. But I'm also glad I didn't. So then, lastly, I picked up this player 2 here. And as some of you guitar players know, sometimes you pick a guitar and you know it's the one. The maple felt great. The Ventera maple felt better, I'm not going to lie, but I'd rather have the neck shape of the player 2 than the Ventera 50s. And the maple was not bad. When I say the Ventera felt better, it's marginal. And to pay the 500 Canadian for the rest of the upgrades and risk myself not liking the neck, cost benefit analysis, went with that one. And again, when I picked up the Ventera, I was kind of asking myself questions about, am I going to like the neck? How is it? Where that one, like I said, I picked it up and I knew pretty much within 10 seconds I loved it. So that's my story. I think the player 2s are fantastic guitars. Obviously, if my only issue was the rosewood. I don't think that's going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people. I truly don't. I think I'm being a little bit of a snob. Just, again, I know I won't reach for this guitar because the rosewood will just kind of bother me a bit and I'll go back to a Strat. But I wanted a Tele. The maple board feels different than anything I currently have in my collection. And I think that's what I was looking for. I wanted it to feel like a different guitar, and it does. It's a Tele. I love maple on Teles to begin with. I honestly got this one because I thought I'd like the rosewood because I like it on my Strats, and I loved the color combination. But I'm very happy with how it all worked out. This will be going back to the store probably in a couple of days when I get time to go back out. And yeah, I'm happy with my player 2. I might do some upgrades on it, but it doesn't need them. It's more for fun. I'm sure some of you understand, like, I want to put a Perloid pickguard on it, and I want to put the vintage style bridge, and I might try some different pickups, but like, it doesn't need any of that. It really doesn't. So if you made it this far, thank you very much. I'm going to plug in that Tele, let you all hear how it sounds really quick through my setup with my Marshall DSL-40, couple of my pedals, and that will be it for me. So let's stop talking for now, and let's plug in the Telecaster Player 2 with the maple fingerboard. All set up. Just one more thing I want to add. I don't know if I mentioned. I know some people aren't a fan of the vintage tuners, but again, with the Player 2, this thing holds tune pretty phenomenally. Okay. And so did that one. Like, again, like the hardware is pretty good on these where they don't really need upgrading. It's just if locking tuners are your thing, yeah, go for it. And again, the pickups, as you'll hear, I think they sound pretty good, but I'm not a Tele expert. Maybe other people with higher end Teles would disagree, but I think they sound great. So this is just guitar through the amp, have reverb and delay going through the effects loop right now. That's the bridge pickup, sorry. Middle. Neck. We'll go back down to the bridge. Let's do a tube screamer. Middle. Whoops. Let's do the Prince of Tone stacked with the tube screamer. Go up to the neck. Bridge. Sorry, I have too much fun. Get carried away. Middle. Neck. Yeah, sounds good. Let's try some Big Muff Green Russian Fuzz. Yeah. Let's do a clean Tumnus. Tumnus Deluxe, I guess. Middle. Neck. Sounds like a Tele. Let's just, to close it off, we'll do the Tumnus into the Tube Screamer. It's a classic combination. Neck. I won't keep going too much. If you want, you can subscribe. I'll probably be posting shorts most of the week with this Tele. I love what it can do. I love that twang. I gotta practice a little bit with my chicken picking to get some of that stuff going, but I'll probably do a lot of like blues and maybe some more like classic rock and like 60s Zeppelin early stuff just to see what it can do. That's typically my style of music. And again, like it yeah, I think it sounds great. So like I said, if you want to hear more, you can subscribe. I'll be posting shorts, and maybe I'll post another update video because it's only really been 24 hours with this guitar. Maybe my mind will change, but I love it. Players too. Thumbs up. Only downside to me was the Rosewood. A little bit of a disappointment on Fender to go from Pau Ferro to not very good rosewood, but maybe it's just me. If I'm being a snob, let me know. Another thing I'd love to hear in the comments is what upgrades would you do, or do you do, or have you done on your Tele? I'm excited to get into this one, and I'm excited to hear what you think are some of the best upgrades for a player's Tele. Anyway, that's it for me. Sorry if I took up a lot of your time, but thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Peace.